The first date, you've taken her to Shah Rukh Khan's house.
The expectations.
The expectations, yeah. How do you match up? I can go to Shah Rukh Khan's house and he's like so graceful. Like मुझे Shah Rukh Khan से भाव मिल रहा तो इसको क्यों भाव दूंगी मैं? And cut to वही हुआ.
They were playing a game that I was not liking. I'd be like, I'm leaving, okay? And then Suhana was so sweet. She would start crying and just be like, please don't leave, and like hug me and say, we'll play whatever game you want to. But then I think she started catching on to this thing that I was doing, and then one time she was like, okay, leave.
When I meet anybody new, I immediately trust them and I immediately become like friends with them very fast, and I start believing that this is a very real friendship. But
नहीं है बाबा मेरा. ऐसा नहीं है, सच्ची में है.
Hello and welcome to ETimes. My name is Jagar and today we have with us the team of Kho Gaye Hum Kahan. Actually, we are here actually. Kahan khoye pata nahi mujhe, but we are actually here. So I saw the film a couple of days ago, and fortunately, as I was on my way here, a friend called up to inform me that he's broken up with his girlfriend. And on the other line was his girlfriend calling me. Now both are trying to pass the buck on to me, as to say, tell me who's wrong in breaking up. So what's the worst situation your friends have put you? Yes, let's go with Ananya first.
No, I made too much of a face. I need to think 20 times before I answer this question.
I think Sid has a couple of stories.
I put my friends in situations. Yeah. Well, there's one friend of mine, Dog Geek.
I feel so bad for Dog Geek because in every interview, Sid only tells Dog Geek's worst stories.
And he's the sweetest, cutest guy ever.
so sweet.
Wow. I can't do that on camera anymore. Sorry, I can't do that story.
I think you can.
No.
अब तो बोल दो भाई, बोल दो ना. हमको डॉगी वाले बोल भी like कौन है, क्या है स्टोरी में मुझे नहीं पता.
Even he's probably getting hiccups.
No, what story of mine is now going to come out now?
No, so the thing was, so my friend Doggy had a date one night and we were all chilling at the Soho house. And by chance we meet Mr. Shah Rukh Khan there. And as you know, I was like, everybody's like struck by the way he is. But he was very graceful. He met us and he was like, hey guys, why don't you come post this and chill at mine. Let's party at Mannat. I was like, okay, but sir, I have my as I say, my londas with me, and he's like, "वो लौंडे तो हम भी जवान हैं." I was like, "Okay, great." And then we all head to his place, and his date, it was a birthday that night, and just imagine her state of mind. And she just, she enters. It's me. I'm like, I'm wishing her, and then I'm like, "Listen, we are going to Mannat," and she's like, "What is happening?"
And it was his first time meeting her.
First time
It wasn't
meeting
like
her.
she was some...
Yeah.
I was there. This is 100% a true story.
I was there as well.
Yeah,
Even I was there. We were all
And
there.
then Doggy is like, भाई मेरा तो मतलब आज हो जाएगा ये, मतलब तू समझ में मेरा impression बढ़ गया.
Yeah, I like straight Shah Rukh Khan.
Yeah,
no
and then we go there,
yeah.
and Shah Rukh Khan wishing her, and Shah Rukh Khan's like, talking to her, and we wrap at around 4:35, okay, and Doggy is so proud and happy that, mere dost, and then everybody leaves, and it's just, us, our boys, and he's like, bro, mera to ho jayega yaar, I really like this girl. I was like, nahi hone wala. And he's like, why? Because he's like, bro, in the first date, you've taken her to Shah Rukh Khan's house.
The expectations.
The expectations, yeah. How do you match up? She knows, she, it's a validation in a way where she knows that, okay, I can go to Shah Rukh Khan's house and he's like so graceful. Like, मुझे Shah Rukh Khan से भाव मिल रहा तो इसको क्यों भाव दूंगी मैं? And cut to वही हुआ. And he called me like, I thought this was like in a good way, but this really, I sabotaged his whole, yeah. Sorry, Doggy.
Quite the cock blocker we have over here.
Yeah.
So have you all got to your story?
Nothing. It's not this sort of situation.
Okay, what's the biggest lie you've told to your friend?
To my friend.
Yeah, what's the biggest lie you've told?
The biggest lie I've told to my friend is that I was going to Bombay when I didn't know I was going to Bombay.
This was before My Name is Khan.
This was before I moved to Bombay. This was in 2005, and I used to love spinning stories and making up these stories and stuff. It was a problem, but it was only the purpose was to entertain people.
Yeah.
One of those lies was that I'm going to move to Mumbai or Bangalore. It was two cities, and maybe it was because I wanted to stay in a bigger city. Like watching films and watching the way Bombay was represented or these cities was represented, I was very fascinated. 2 years later, my dad applied for a bank job in Mumbai and he got through. And my dad was always in a transferable job.
Yeah.
So he would keep getting transferred to different places while we were settled in Jamshedpur. When he got transferred to Mumbai, we took the call as a family for the first time to move base completely to a new city. One of the reasons was that I was pursuing classical music when I was a child and they wanted me to do playback and so did I.
Yeah.
So we took that decision to move to Mumbai. So for all those friends that I lied to saying that I was moving to Mumbai, they never knew it was a lie. They thought it was all part of the plan. But it wasn't. It was the most random thing.
Everything is planned in your life.
It's crazy.
You basically manifested your
In some way.
Yeah.
That's kind of
through your friend, right?
Yeah.
Somewhere.
I used to trouble my friends a lot because my parents it's Ananya Panday, so AP, my parents used to call me attention problems because I used to always want attention when I was younger. So if I was hanging with my friends and suddenly they were playing a game that I was not liking, I'd be like, I'm leaving, okay? And then Suhana was so sweet, she would start crying and she'd be like, please don't leave, and hug me and say, we'll play whatever game you want to. But then I think she started catching on to this thing that I was doing, and then one time she was like, okay, leave. And then I left. We were like 10, okay? It's not so dramatic, this story. We were like 10. And then I left, I went home and I was like, now what do I do? No one's calling me back or anything. So then I go back and I'm like, I just, went to pick up my book actually. I just was like, I used to
Master manipulator.
fully.
Now, Arjun, now for me, for someone who's grown up on Dil Chahta Hai, it's like the base for any friendship film. Then it's followed by Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara. Now comes your film. Now, how much were you inspired by DCH and Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara to base it? I'm sure not based on it, but kind of takes references from it.
I mean, first of all, I wouldn't put our film in that category. Of course, those are masterful movies. What I will say is, I guess we're a product of everything that we see and we absorb. We're like sponges, especially as artists. I think we try to be sponges to a lot of things. I was obviously very young when Dil Chahta Hai came out, but I still remember seeing it and just being like, this just feels real.
Yeah.
This just feels authentic. And then of course, Zindagi came out, and I was like, man, I wish I could be one of those guys.
That wish all of us had.
Yeah, of course. And for our film, I think for Koge, what it was supposed to be was this was me and my friends. This was my world when I was 25. And I wrote the film slightly a couple of years after that, when I was 27, 28. So I think on some level, I want this film to be a little time capsule of what life was like for us, so that future generations hopefully will look back at this film and be like, that's their world,
You, during the filming or post-filming or while the scripting session, how many of y'all have reduced your social media usage?
It's increased.
Really?
Yeah, for me it's increased. I think I've gotten more addicted to it.
He's putting
more like a post with you.
more thirst traps he's putting.
He's putting a lot of those traps.
Yeah, I guess when I made that body for Kogai, I never sort of seen myself like that, and I got too excited. I was like, wow, man, I can look this good, and everything, all these things put together. And I think in general, because also Neil was posting a lot and sharing a lot, that sort of caught on to me somewhere. And it's strange, it shouldn't have, but that's the thing, when you play parts, you can't choose which part you want to keep and which part you want to not keep. It's not a choice, it's so subconscious.
True.
Unless you're playing a serial killer.
Unless.
But having said that, just running off that for a second, I remember when he first started working out, and I was like, and the results started showing, and I was like, bro, are you gonna keep working out, right? You're not gonna let this stop after the film is done? And he's like, no, bro, as soon as it's done, I'm going back to how I was before. And I called that out as bullshit from day one. And here we are, he's still working out.
I am still working out, but I don't look the same way because it's not just working out, it's also nutrition, it's a lot of
But you're still very fit.
Yeah,
sure.
True. So you began with Inside Edge, then Gully Boy happened, and then a lot of ups and downs is part of your career. How do you, when you look at social media and your vis-a-vis your performance in films, how do you look at how has it changed? Has your perception of social media changed because of that?
Yeah, I think initially I really was, especially after Gully Boy, I was posting every day, and I was like, okay, this is it, because that was the first time when I had an audience, who were actually caring about where I am, what I'm doing, and it was a very overwhelming feeling. But later on, I realized that this is addictive, and also there's so much of noise around. Everybody is famous almost, and it's so easy to be one. And everybody's a creator, everybody has a camera. And I was like, okay, do I want to get lost in this crowd, because I can't do it as good as how they do it. So I was like, okay, I might as well take a step back and try to focus on the initial goal or the dream which I had. So yeah, that's been my journey on my my take on social media. So I've kind of been very not posting that much, but I do share my writings, and I do share that because that's my way of kind of connecting through thoughts rather than visuals or selling my life. I don't want to sell my life. I want to sell my thoughts because I think they'll last longer.
True.
Yeah.
So the movie is about friendship, but now you're at a particular stage wherein most people that you meet are a part of the industry who are at a particular stage in your life, in their careers. Is it possible to have friends who are not part of the industry in any way connected?
I have so many. That's what I told you. I took my friends. They are my entourage. They are my I think अभी एक दोस्ती टूट जाएगी.
नहीं टूटेगी.
But है मेरे तो सारे वही दोस्त हैं and
no, but I'm saying now on, like, see, I'm assuming they are your school friends or college friends.
Yeah.
But now on, once you've had success, once you've had fame.
Yeah, why not? I think
has it been difficult to make friends or meet people who are not part of the industry?
Not really. I mean, you always know, right, that if I want, if this can last longer or this is only till a film. And I've found so many beautiful people in the course of my work, actually, and I know that they're going to be there, whenever like Shakun is a dear friend, Arjun, I knew him before this film, and I know we're going to be chilling even after the film. Adarsh, I really like, I think one of the few actors, actually. Actors are a little tricky to keep because, they also have such hectic lives. But I think Adarsh and I really connected on some level, and I think that will go on. Ananya, because this is my second film with her, and I got to see her in the most, like, these two films which we have done, Gehraiyan and Kho Gaye, not comparing, but they require a certain kind of vulnerability and intensity which kind of connected us and bonded us, and which is, I think, going to last for a long time, forever maybe. So I think, it is possible. I mean, there are some people who are not there, but there are people who you will. It's not like...
Okay, what's your take?
It is difficult because you, even unknowingly, you kind of look at things with the lens of, are they actually my friends because of who I am or what they see in me? But, I mean, I like to see the best in people, and if I have a connection with someone, I have a connection with them. And I don't like to put, like, mirch masala in it for no reason. Like, try to see it, and at least in my intention, it's as pure as possible. Yeah.
Okay. Adarsh?
I get very excited by things very fast. So when I meet anybody new, I immediately trust them, and I immediately become like friends with them very fast, and I start believing that this is a very real friendship. But
ऐसा नहीं है, सच्ची में है.
Sid to now I've spent like the last 2 years with. I'm talking about people who I've just met, like 5 days ago or 1 week ago, and
like
I've
people who had
spoken to them
promised
5
you
times.
food.
Promised me food.
But याद दिलाओ बेचारे को, खाना नहीं खाया बेचारे ने.
Yeah, I mean.
So I find it very easy to form connections. I don't think I'm great at maintaining those connections.
Ananya, so there's assuming at the launch you said that you've reduced your social media usage. That at the launch you said that, if I'm not wrong. But how do you avoid the social media noise, because you have a team who obviously tells you what's happening, what's not happening, what's buzzing about you or what's being said?
I tell my team what's buzzing about.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I know everything. I'm fully aware of everything. I don't choose to take part in it that much. But I like knowing everything, not just about myself, but about everyone, because I think awareness is important in this industry, to know everything that's going on. You have to know, you have to keep a filter also on it. It can't start affecting you and all of that, but you should know everything. You should know what's going on, the films people are making and all of that stuff, and also for general gossipy purposes also. It's fun also to know this, that, that's happening.
I think that's all from my side.
Okay.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you
guys.
so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.